Welcome to this other MLB live stream where I'm going to reveal some picks for you. Well, yesterday I shared four of them with you, with two of them being premium picks, which is something that I rarely do. So the premium picks for yesterday were the Mets to win straight up against the Nationals, and they delivered with a big time victory. If I remember correctly, they won the game 7-zip. So that was an easy winner. The other premium pick of the day concerned the San Francisco Giants starter Jordan Hicks, as I was betting that he would record under 16 and a half outs. And if I remember correctly, he lasted just four or maybe four and one third innings. So this was another win. So in other words, the two premium picks that I shared with you were winners. Now, keep in mind that if you want to get all of those premium picks, which are the best of the best, then all you need to do is to sign up at mjpicks.com. This is where the smart sports bettors gather to get my picks. And you get them via email and SMS if you leave your phone number. On average, you will receive 3.5 to 4 picks per day. All right, then the other two picks that I shared with you, which I guess we could call them leans. Now that means they are good bets in my opinion, but they are not great. I took two underdogs. The first one was the Brewers, as I thought they would beat rookie Paul Skeens, but unfortunately they lost the game 1-0. So that was still a close one. And I also took a shot on another underdog with higher odds. In fact, the odds were around plus 120 in American format, which is the same as 2.20 in decimal. I took the Cubs to win in Baltimore, and they delivered with a great performance. They shut out the Orioles in an easy victory. My man Justin Steele did a great performance. So overall, we came up with 3 wins and 1 loss. Now, today, my 19 MLB betting systems are recommending many bets, which is quite unusual, but most of them I don't like them enough to bet. But there is one that really, really stands out. It's a clear cut bet. And if you've been following me for a little bit, you know what's coming. Yes, we have a play that qualifies under the money-making scoring drought betting system. For those of you who missed it, let me show you its performance. Maybe I'll make it a bit bigger. All right, so the scoring drought, you can see all the detailed bets from this year. We own a 21 and 5 record. So 21 wins versus just 5 losses. And if you would have placed a 1 unit wager on each of those 26 bets, you would have obtained a 5.4D unit profit, which amounts to a 20.8% return on investment. So, and as you know, it always backs big home favorites. I hate betting big favorites personally, but this system has been so lucrative that I have to pay attention to it. Last season, this betting strategy generated a 36-6 record. And again, the corresponding return on investment was between 20 and 25%. So it's not surprising that we have a win percentage above 50%. But since the average odds are probably around, let me check for this year, for example. Well, the average odds this year have been 1.50 in decimal. So that's the same as minus 200 in American format. So we are supposed to win at a 66% clip, but right now we are winning at like 80% clip, something like this. So this has been extremely lucrative. And no, I'm going too fast. So now let me review the rules with you. I think I have a slide for you right here. Yeah, here's how this great betting system works. This is probably the best out of my 19 betting strategies. Fade the road team if they lost their past 2 games by scoring 2 runs or less in each of those defeats. and also if the road team's money line is greater than plus 150. So by doing so, we are making sure that we are fading big road underdogs. Again, that's not something that I like, betting big favorites, but this system has done very well. The numbers that you can see at the bottom, the profit, the number of bets, the ROI, that was based on a 7-year data set that took place a few years ago. And now it has continued its great success over recent years. Now, let's take a look at the recent schedule by the Washington Nationals. Now, today they are big underdogs and they did lose their past 2 games by scoring 2 runs or less in those defeats. In fact, they were shut out yesterday, and the day before, they scored just 2 runs. So, by following the rules of this great betting system, my top pick by a wide margin today, and this is, not surprisingly, a premium pick. I'm taking the Milwaukee Brewers to win straight up against the Nationals. Now, most of the time when I present a pick backed by the scoring drought system, some people tell me, well, why don't you prefer to take the run line at higher odds? Well, again, if you have been following me for a few months or years, you know what the answer is. Okay, last season I did that on several occasions, and I also did it earlier this year, and I got burned on many occasions. When I say that I got burned, here's what I mean. The team that I backed won the game by a 1 run margin. So that means that I ended up losing my bet since I took a team with the minus 1.5 run line. So my bet lost, even though the system was right because the team won the game. And earlier this year, if you have watched some of my videos, I said I would never do it again. Okay, that's it. I'm sick of it. And anyway, when I developed the rules of this system, the data analysis concerned moneyline bets, not run line bets. So I'm not sure about its past performance based on run lines. But what I do know is that it works very well when you take teams to win straight up. I'm not going to take any chances. Now, if you want to take the run line, or some people tell me, well, you could bet with the minus 1 run line so that you're going to push. Well, it's up to you. Personally, I'm going with the money line. And as usual, you're free to do whatever you want with this information. Now, there is one more reason why I love this play. Let me show it to you again. The Brewers straight up. It is that the Washington Nationals, they qualify under the pummeled pitchers betting system. And in yesterday's video, I told you about how bad this system has performed in recent years. In fact, over the past 4 seasons, if you had followed this system, you would have obtained a return on investment of minus 13.3%. So that means that if you would have faded all these picks, you would have racked up a ROI which is probably close to plus 8%. So right now I tend to fade its picks. So we have the scoring drought screaming that we bet the Brewers, and we have another system that is telling us to bet against the Nationals. So all signs point towards the Brewers in this game. So this is a no doubter to me. Now, after analyzing this game more in depth, I like this play even more. Let me share more arguments. Well, for the Brewers, the starting pitcher is Freddy Peralta, who has been super consistent. He's a very reliable guy. Let's take a look at his whip statistic from the past 4 years. So whip stands for walks plus hits per inning pitched. So it basically tells you how much traffic there's been on the bases when the guy has been on the mound. And obviously, the lower, the better. The league average is 1.30, and Peralta's whip stat during the past 4 years has been 0.97, 1.04, 1.12, and 1.15. So he's always a significantly better than the league average. Now he is coming off an ordinary performance, but that was at Los Angeles against a strong Dodgers lineup. In that game, he gave up 3 earned runs in 4 innings. And by the way, he still induced 21 whiffs in that game. So that was still impressive despite the disappointing numbers. One source, and that may be my only source of concern here, is that Peralta does not have a lot of success, historically speaking, against the Nationals. In fact, his career ERA against the Nationals is 6.67 in 6 appearances. So that's a bit of a source of concern, but still, that's nothing compared to all of the evidence supporting the Brewers. Now for Washington, it looks like Jackson Rutledge will get the call. It's really hard to trust this guy. I mean, at AAA with Rochester this year, he has presented a 6.66 ERA. So can you imagine what it would be like in the big leagues? Now, last season, he pitched 20 innings in the big leagues and he surrendered 15 earned runs. So that equates to a 6.75 ERA, which again is super bad. This season, he has made only 1 appearance and he gave up a solo homer in 1 inning pitch. So it's a very small sample. Now, the Nationals offense has been on a scoring drought, and by the way, that's why they qualify under the scoring drought betting system. They are currently in a 5 game losing skid, and in those games, they have averaged 2 runs scored per game. And things won't get better when facing Freddy Peralta, who is super strong. And finally, the Nationals have posted a 4-13 record since June 24, so things are really going badly. I really don't see Washington winning this game. So again, I know these are low odds, it's unexciting, but to me, grinding some profit is still a good strategy. So I'm going to back the Brewers despite the low odds. All right. Now I have another pick that concerns the Royals versus Red Sox game. But first, let me say hello to some of our viewers. Brian McGuire, who is here as always. Thank you for being here and for calling me the king of cappers. Thank you so much. LMFAO also calls me the best capper on the planet. Thank you so much. Hello to Richard Renfro, to Rick Bond, Zani242. Thank you so much, everyone. All right, Keith, Just Truth, also, hello, my friend. Okay, now let's talk about the Royals versus Red Sox game. Now, in this case, I only have a lean. Okay, this won't be an this won't be a premium pick. It's a borderline acceptable bet. I'm going to give you my arguments supporting my pick, and you can do what you want with it. You can bet it or not. It's up to you as always. I'm just here to give you some betting information to help your decision-making process. Now, in this case, well, let's go ahead and show it to you right now. I have a lean on the Royals money line. They are slight favorites in this game, and let me tell you why I like this play. Well, first of all, they qualify under a betting system that I don't like too much, which is called the blowout number 2. And strangely enough, we have many teams qualifying under this betting strategy today, but in most cases, I don't like the play. But right here, I think KC is worth taking a shot. Well, obviously, we have a huge pitching advantage when taking KC in this game. For the Royals, Cole Reagans will get the start. He owns a spectacular 2.52 ERA over his past 10 outings. And he was also solid last year as he presented a 3.47 ERA along with a 1.16 whip stat, which was well below the league average of 1.30. So he is young, he's still improving. So basically, all arrows are pointing up in his case. He's having really a breakout season. Um, Now, I know that the Royals went through a more difficult stretch, but they have now won their past three. So maybe they are surging and they are getting their confidence back. They were off to a very hot start in the 2024 campaign. Meanwhile, the Red Sox are red hot right now. They are 8-2 in their last 10 games, so that makes this bet a bit scary. But during those past 10 games, it's worth noting that they played 3 games against the lowly Oakland A's and 3 more games against the lowly Miami Marlins. So still they won those games. I am not saying that the Red Sox were lucky. I mean, it's still good that they got an 8-2 record, but let's pump the brakes a little bit. They faced a bit some weak opponents, although they did play the Yankees in that stretch. Also, what makes this bet scary, and that may be one of the reasons why this is just a lean and not a premium pick, is the fact that the Royals have been a pretty bad road team. In fact, they own a 20-25 record on the road versus a solid 31-18 record at home. But still, we are getting some very reasonable odds. The last time I checked, their line was between minus 120 and minus 110. So again, they are small favorites, and I think we are getting some pretty good odds on this matchup. To me, the Royals are going to win this game, but I'm not super confident either. All right, so those are the 2 games that I had planned to talk to you about today. Maybe I'll say a few words about another one where I don't necessarily have a strong pick, but it's going to be some food for thought. It concerns the Texas Rangers versus Houston Astros game. And in this case, the Astros are backed by one of my best betting systems, which is called the snapped winning streak, which works as follows. Give me a second. So basically, it says that if the road team lost its last game after winning at least 5 in a row, then you must fade that road team. In other words, you must bet the home club. Now, in this case, the Rangers are the road team. They lost their last game after they had won 5 games in a row. So this system is indicating to bet the Houston Astros because that has turned out to be a lucrative strategy over many years. Now, this system, however, has done very poorly this year, and that's a big source of concern. It owns an 8-15 record. So that pumps the brakes a little bit regarding this pick. And also, I'm really concerned about the Texas starter, Andrew Heaney, who owns a 2.95 ERA during his past 7 outings. He's been very solid lately, so that's a huge source of concern if you're planning to bet the Astros. And on Houston's side, Hunter Brown gets the call, and he is coming off an ugly performance where he gave up 7 runs to the Twins. Now, if the line had been better, I might have considered taking the Houston Astros as suggested by my strong betting system. But the last time I checked, the odds were between minus 140 and minus 150. And honestly, that's a bit low for my taste, given that Andrew Heaney has been very dominant recently. That really scares me. So so in other words, my betting system recommends betting Houston, but I'm not sure I like this play. All right. By the way, I told you about it a few times this week, but this is my final reminder that you can take advantage of a great offer that I've made for just the second time, which is to get my all of my premium picks for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for just $9 US. I mean, if you cannot afford that, if you don't think that's a good investment, then I don't know what's going to pull the trigger for you. This is a great opportunity. Last week I did the same offer and many people took advantage of it, and we racked up 10 wins and 6 losses in those 3 days. So I'm going to do it again this week. given its resounding success from last week, because some people had contacted me and told me, well, I'm not sure I can afford taking all of your premium picks all every single day. That's more costly. Do you have any affordable options? Well, this is one of them. So it's just $9 and it allows you to dip your toes to see how it goes and to get all of my premium picks. Now, usually the average number of premium picks that I share is 3.5 to 4 per day. So over 3 days, that's like 11 or 12 bets. Now, last week it happened that we got more than usual as I shared 16. But I don't want you to expect that there will be 16 picks again. It could be 12. Okay, I don't know in advance how many good value wagers I'm going to find in baseball. All right, so I'm going to put the link to get that special package in the video's description and in the comments below this video right after I finish this live stream. And I already have a lot of people who signed up during the week, but this is your last chance. I'm going to put down that offer later today, maybe in the early evening. All right, so that's it for me. I wish you a great weekend. My youngest son, Jay, is playing a baseball tournament. I hope they will do well. They have a great team. In fact, so far this year, they have not lost a single game. So I'm really crossing my fingers that they are going this tournament that includes 10 teams. So let's go, Jay. Let's do it. And me and my girlfriend are coaching this team, so we are really excited about this upcoming tournament. All right, have a great weekend, guys, and don't forget to sign up for my $9 package where you're going to get all of my premium MLB picks for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I'm Professor MJ, holder of a PhD in statistics from Quebec City in Canada, wishing you a great day.